we had a play if they were man, and we had a play if they were zone. And, you know, we kind of overloaded the weak side, and we told Javaris, all you got to do is you got to get the ball to Dries in the middle of the floor, and we knew he was either going to have Ziggy for a layup. If that guy dropped, he was going to have Lord for the three, or if all else failed, he was going to have a little 15-foot jumper, and the opposite wing bit, and he threw it to Lord, and this guy made his 6th 3 of the night.
How frustrating was that last possession in regulation without getting the shot off?
Yeah, it was, but you know, it was. You know, we threw the ball to a freshman who probably hasn't been in a moment like that. You know, I really wanted Javaris to try and get downhill. I think he waited about a second too long, and at that point he had to give it up. So yeah, it would have been obviously nice to get a shot up. It wasn't the greatest execution I've seen, but these guys are resilient. They don't go away. I had a good feeling going to that next overtime that we would be able to get the win.
How much better do you think you guys have gotten compared to maybe where you were like 6 weeks ago? Obviously, Brown game was maybe a turning point.
Yeah, yeah, much better, and I think it helps with, you know, we have a great mix of these older guys and the freshmen, and you know, these guys most days kind of beat up on those younger guys, and you know, we haven't been practicing very long, but we're pretty particular in what we work on. You know, we have a unique system on both sides of the ball, so we don't waste much time in practice. We just, you know, we talk about being the best trained team and what we do, and you know, that's I think you were here a few weeks back when we were in a film session, and just keep getting better at what we do and what happens with other teams, and you know, we'll adjust based on how teams defend us or attack us, but for the most part we just focus on ourselves, and that allows these guys to continue to improve within our system.
In hindsight, coming off the Western Pennsylvania trip,
Yeah.
losing this, would that take some of the luster off? Winning this kind of just reaffirms what you did maybe last weekend.
Yeah, you're always scared of that hangover game, right? You know, and you knew Coach Arenda, who was a Merrimack alum, he was going to have those guys in here playing hard and ready to play. But you know, even if I wouldn't have told these guys, but if we would have lost tonight, you know, 24 hours later, I would have still, you know, felt good about what we've accomplished so far, and it would have just been, you know, back to the drawing board.
Dries or Jaleel, I mean, what does it say for, you know, obviously older guys, what kind of leadership and, you know, kind of helping teaching points can you guys give to, you know, the younger guys for games like this, you know, just to move forward from here?
Well, for me, it's just basically stay calm. I know, like, these teams are tough. We were the underdogs at one point, and we know what it's like to, you know, want to get to beat the top dog. And now that we're #1 in the conference, you know, you just got to tell these guys to stay calm and just play their game and just try to play as hard as you possibly can.
And this guy's been, I mean, he's been unbelievable. I legitimately, I'm not into personal awards, but he's been our MVP. I mean, he's a rock on the back line. He's taken, you know, shame on me for not keeping the stat. This guy takes more charges than anyone I've seen.
I think he had, what, like 3 tonight?
And he doesn't go away. It's like late shot clock, pivot, finds a way to get through a crack and get a layup. And now the last 2 games he's made 3s, and he's improved as much throughout a single season as any player I've seen in my short tenure.
You drew that big charge there. What was that? So you've given the lead, and then you drew the charge on the opposite end. Tell me a little bit about the defensive end tonight.
Well, I mean, those guys, I mean, they either wanted to get a 3 off, or they were going to try and get downhill and get into the paint. Normally when they would drive baseline, it was either they're going up for a layup or they're going to dish it off to Caleb Bishop. And a lot of times when I'm on defense, if a guy is coming at me full speed, it's kind of easy just to get in front of them and just take that charge.
Julian, walk us through your final shot from your perspective, that final play to take the lead.
It was like practice. In those situations, you just got to zone out. You know, you hear the noise, but I anticipated the shot as soon as Dries got the ball. You know, I was just ready for it. We practiced those shots in practice. We go over that same play, Nova, and my job is to always slide up to the wing, and I'm ready to hit that shot, whether there's people there or not.
What can you guys say about the overall atmosphere tonight at the court? I mean, you know, it was obviously double overtime, you don't do that, but I mean, you know.
It's great, yeah, it's great to see. You know, they were really loud down the stretch. I might call like a town hall meeting and teach the fans how, like, when they're supposed to yell and when they're not supposed to yell. At one point there, the other, you know, FDU was shooting a free throw, and I felt like I was in church. So I might do a little class with our fans on when to actually yell and scream. But the turnout was unbelievable, and you know, I think, you know, the way these guys play so hard, you know, they're great kids around campus, so everybody kind of rallies around them, and I just hope people are enjoying themselves when they come out to these games, and they continue to come back.
Julio, how does that shot rank in your career, the game winner tonight?
First game winner?
Yeah, first game winner, but there was plenty of, that shot was important because, you know, we were battling, you know, second overtime, but there's plenty of times where, you know, I would have to give up the ball, and I feel like through the past 4 years, it was shots bigger than that. I'll say this one was the biggest one, just because, you know, how the game went. It was a competitive battle between, you know, FDU, Merrimack, Caleb Bishop, you know, Oscar O'Kee, Dries Joyner, Javaris Hayes, all alumni of St. Anthony High School. So the game was more intense, and that shot was, I think it was more personal because, you know, where I came from, you know, where we came from St. Anthony, is it not being up anymore. So I feel like it was probably the most important shot of my career.
And I thought his drive and score to tie the game was just as impressive. You know, that kick out three is one he shoots all the time. You kind of have to shoot it. You know, it's coming to you. We were dead in the water, and this guy made something out of nothing, and he drove and jump stopped and had poise. And I probably had your two biggest buckets of the year within a.
You had a good run there in the second period too, where you had like 3 threes. But your last 3 field goals were all as shot clock expired.
Yep.
Was that the plan? Take it deep in the clock? Or?
Yeah, that's kind of who we've been. You know, we get to a lot of these close games with under 4 minutes to go. You know, we know we're going to defend, and then we try and use some clock and shorten the game and make it as few possessions as possible down the stretch. And you know, we have a guy that we trust with the ball in his hands, and then we have a lot of other pieces around him that, you know, the way Javaris is just letting the game come to him and getting these other guys shots, and he's been terrific as well. So that was the plan. Let's use some time and figure it out. Late shot clock, and that's what, you know, that's when players make plays that have nothing to do with coaching. Game, no. No, I wanted to actually wanted to crawl in a hole. But no, it's been a great ride. To see now these last 3 games, the success Julio's having, you know, it almost hurt me with some of the, you know, if you watch us shoot in practice with all our shooting drills, he's as good a shooter as we've had here in the last 4 years, and you know, struggled a little bit early from the field, but now he's hitting stride at the right time. And there hasn't been a single time we ever told him don't take that shot, or we live with him, and hope he continues to have that confidence. And a night like this, when he bangs 6 threes, it's just huge for us.
We got another week off.
Yep.
Before, you know, the next game. How do you just, you know, kind of everybody keep heel?
It's always a little, when you're playing well, you want to just keep playing, but we do, you know, Dries, you know, banged his knee the other day, and Jordan, we have a couple little bumps and bruises. You know, Javaris Hayes has just probably played, you know, he played 49 tonight, so he's played, I don't know, 120 plus minutes in the last 3 games. So I think it's a good time. We're going to give these guys the next 2 days off, so hopefully they handle that responsibly and get some rest and get some good meals, and we'll be back at it on Sunday. What do you think, Dan? I think